Hello, we're going to discuss hills like white elephants. And by now you might be scratching your head a little bit about what Hemingway was trying to give us with this short story. This story is great because it makes us examine all parts of the work. It makes us draw a conclusion based upon our analysis, and we synthesize. We put all of these ideas of inference and symbols and evaluation together to give us some type of insight into the theme that. Now, he said too of his writing, and this is perhaps his journalistic style based on his role in World War One. If it is any use to know it, I will try to write on. I always try to write on the principle of the iceberg. There's 7/8 of it underwater for every part that shows. Anything you know you can eliminate, it only strengthens your iceberg. If a writer omits something because he does not know it, there's a hole in the story. So that approach, that iceberg technique, gives us here the language. We know the words that are spoken, but it's up to us to gather our feelings, our thoughts, the subconscious of what's going on within the story. Now, the story is told with very sparse description. The dialogue. There's no "she said lovingly" or "he shouted angrily." It's up to us to intersperse those feelings. It's an external narration. We're given like a camera, and it's focused on things that he wants us to see. We only hear what she says, not what she thinks. And it's like a close-up at this train station. And notice the word "look." He's giving us kind of a direction of what he wants us to see within the story, and also the use of two, not three, the duplicity in the story. Now, what is meant by a white elephant? Many of you may have Googled that. And a white elephant is something that's very valuable, but really it's just out of proportion to the use that we can get from it. It's, for instance, if you had a really nice car, let's say a Maserati, and it's sitting in your garage because, one, you can't afford the insurance, you can't afford the upkeep, the gas, and so forth. So that Maserati would be known as a white elephant. So what would you consider, too, the point of view? Well, this story is actually third-person objective. So, again, we have no inkling from Hemingway how he's feeling about it. It's called a masterpiece of writing in the third-person objective. So it's up to us to make those inferences. Now, the characters. We've got Jig. What do you feel about her? To note, this was written in the 1920s, and this is before we knew alcohol was detrimental for a fetus. So don't judge her there. But, what do we know about her? That guy, what do we know about him? We get the idea he's a little worldly, but we have no idea of how he got his money or why he's traveling. Then we have the exposition. It's given right there nicely in the first paragraph. It's in a train station in Spain, set on tracks going one way and another set going the other. Now we have some type of conflict, some rising action, and right away we get the idea that maybe these two aren't really getting along very well. And then we have what is causing the tension, that awfully simple operation. And note how many times he says, "I don't want you to do it if you don't really want to." Now he says that numerous times, but does he really mean it? Also, the climax. What do you consider the climax? The turning point. Is it when he picks up the bags and moves them to the other side of the station? Is it when she says, "Will you please stop talking"? Maybe there's some other ideas. Then we have the following action. What do you think will happen? It is up to us. Hemingway does not tie it up nicely with a big fat bow. So here we have a lot of symbols to get to that theme. And again, a symbol is something that stands for an idea or quality. And our theme is that insight into the human condition. And let me ask you, do these two people ever truly communicate? Go back and look at that, the short video about his life. And maybe you can take a biographical approach to this. But do these two people ever truly communicate? So, what stands out to you about this work? Does his style of narration affect your interpretation? What do you gather from the narration and the symbols? What do you think is the theme? How does Hemingway use these symbols to enforce that idea? I look forward to your exploration, and I hope you enjoyed Hemingway.